So somebody asked me if I knew how to make a motor go a different speed when you change the direction. So thought about it for a while. Bought this heater control, variable speed, and just went to try to figure out how to do it. This is working here, so we'll probably expand on it from here, but this is how I did it. Okay, I got all the jumpers pre-made, and we're going to try to put this back together here, show you how it goes. These relays are inverted from the diagram, so the 30s are on the bottom. It's just how they mounted. So here's our motor wires, so we're going to put those on the 30s. And we'll start more with the negative circuit. We're going to hook the power supply up last. So we know we need jumpers across all the coils. So we're gonna put our jumpers here across one side of the coils. I'm just gonna make it kind of uniform, so they're all on the left side for me. And then I'm gonna put them into a Wago here to where this is going to be our junction for all our negatives. So another circuit that's got to be negative is 87A on this one here. Okay, so 87A here. That just needs negative power. It can go right to the Wago. We'll go over the wiring diagrams after this, and I'll post them at the end also. Motor controller. So this needs positive in, negative out to the motor, is this one here. So this negative, once again, can go right to the Wago there. This one out of the motor control needs to go to 87 on this relay. We're going to use this. I'm just going to use a Wago for now to splice these together. And 87 on the middle relay. And that should be it for the negative circuit. So the positive circuit, I'm going to go ahead and feed the middle of my switch here. I have a double, but you can just use a single. This is just what I had laying around. Okay, and one side of that, whichever one we want to make this, is going to power these two relays. Made some jumpers here. We're putting them on that post there, which should be 86. The other side of the switch is going to feed. Grab the wrong jumper, we got the right one here. This side switch, we're gonna go to that relay. And this relay here, we're going to put 30 on the right relay to 87A of the middle relay. positive from 87. So we go from Wago to 87. So when we energize this relay, we're gonna get power from here coming out of 30 into 87A here, which is gonna feed that side of the motor. Then on 87 of this one, we need positive going to 87 of this one. Okay, then there's two more. So the positive from the speed controller goes into the positive Wago. That looks like everything's hooked up there except for the power supplies. So we're gonna take a little battery pack here. We're gonna feed our positive in to there. We're gonna feed negative here. That's actually off. So if we go this way, that's just gonna get full power, full speed that way. And if we push the other way, nothing's happening because I have this off. You can see now I can control the speed of this motor all the way to there. Turn it off that way and slow it down right there. Okay, this is the negative circuit diagram. We're gonna go from the power supply to a Wago. The next one goes to the motor control in. The motor control output goes over here to center relay 87. This one here is going to feed the negative side of our coils to 85, and they just jump across to each relay. Then this one here is going to 87A. So when this one's energized, this will put positive to the motor here. This just stays negative, and that'll spin the motor in one direction. So this will be the positive wiring circuit, power supply to a Wago here. The next one goes over to positive in for the speed control. Next one comes out and goes to the center post of the switch. Then out of the switch on one side, we're gonna energize these. So we're gonna jump across 86. So just these two are on one side of the switch. The other side of the switch goes to this other relay. Then we have to supply power to 87 on this one. So when we supply power to these coils here, these are gonna put positive that way. And then we need 1 to 87 on this other relay. And then that's gonna go from 30 over to 87A here. So that's the positive wiring. So this diagram is gonna show what happens when we energize the switch in one direction. So this particular direction, so we have from the power supply over to the switch, out of the switch, we're going to energize this relay here, which is going to connect these two contacts, 87 to 30, which is then going to feed 87A. These are de-energized, so this is already connected to 30, which is going to put the positive side power to the motor, making the motor turn in a certain direction. So this side here is just the negatives going to 87A. It's already connected to 30, and then it'll supply the negative side of the circuit. So this is what's changing. So if this switch wasn't turned on and this wasn't energized, this would not be happening, so there would not be positive here. That only happens when we depress the button and it goes through energizing this one. I left out the negative circuits, so pretend those are there. I'm just showing you what happens with the relays when they get energized. Okay, and this is going to show what happens when we push the switch in the other direction to make the motor spin the other direction out of the power supply through the Wago. Then we feed the switch. When this part of the switch is closed, we're going to energize both of these relays. Once again, I just omitted the negative power here, so pretend that power is there and these are actually going to change state. And what happens there is when this one changes state, we're going to put positive to this side of the motor. So that's opposite of what's happening in this one. This one's going to change state and it's going to get its negative power from here, but this negative power is coming through the motor controller. So it comes out of the power supply, into the motor controller, out of the motor controller to this position here. Next, I'll just leave some still photos of the diagrams. I'll probably expand on this, do some other variants here in the future, so thanks for watching.